Hello YouTube, welcome back. Again, my name is Damien Oliver, and today, as you can see, we're still playing the Unepic game. Not much time has passed between here and the last recording, so if I missed a reference and you put it in the comments, please forgive me if I don't give you a shout out right away. But I have, literally just taken a couple of seconds in between recording, so yeah. Again, if you were following with the last episode, this guy is kind of this guy box spirit thing. It's kind of the healing and save point of the game. So every now and then, as we find the shortcuts, come back here, or we find another one.
Did you hear, Zero? I have guaranteed healing. It's amazing. If I get hurt and I get back here, I'll be renewed. Just like resting in an inn in Dragon Warrior. I just have to not die before getting back here.
Thou art a blackguard and a rogue for supplanting me. A better man would show his titles and name with pride.
Yeah, sure. I'm not big on ceremony.
Sorry about the interruption, guys. Like I said, the banter, but these guys do tend to happen kind of, not random, but often. But yeah, as they were just saying, this is kind of the save point, and as we find save points or shortcuts back to the save point, we'll probably call episodes there. They're scattered about fairly well, so I think that will be a good pace, really. But we'll see here shortly. Dealing with bats is kind of annoying because they do damage and you do want to hit them, but very small hitboxes. And I still don't seem to be healing, which is annoying because I used to heal on my other playthrough. I don't know, maybe that was on easier difficulty or what the case was. Not, terribly bad thing, but annoying to say the least. Yeah. Gravity. Right. Good to know there are, magic casters, right? Now, there are different types of armor. The one we started with the t-shirts and jeans, as you can see down there at the bottom, doesn't really give us a defense increase. This armor level 0 is the required skill in armor that you need to have in order to wear it. So the t-shirt, for whatever reason, is armor, not robes. The status is how much damage it has before it breaks. And the nice thing about the t-shirt and jeans, it does give us protection against fire and frost. Now, if I go over here to the new Ranger's clothes, which I just got, it does require armor level 1, which we start out at level 1 automatically. It is slightly damaged already. I don't know why, and I'm not entirely sure on how to repair it, honestly. But I'm sure I'll figure that out eventually. And it basically gives us extra damage with bows and an extra critical change with it. So it's one of those things where you might have to hot swap to it on a bar or something. Actually, you can assign a shortcut to it, so I wonder. Huh, yeah, you can do that. So I suppose you could, hot swap pretty quickly when doing so. But again, just like grabbing weapons, your character kind of has to shimmy. Oh, right. So, yeah. Again, it's not something you want to do in the middle of combat. Alright, you coming closer. Doesn't look like it. Looks like he's going to be watching that. Okay, so rush. Ow. Okay, there we go. Another one of those things that require keys. And by the way, just because you have an area lit up does not prevent monster spawning. Just FYI. It does kind of make them easier to see, though. Something saw me. It is kind of nice because that little sound there does kind of tell you that something saw you, whether or not you can see them or not. Because apparently all monsters have dark vision. But if you're familiar with like Metal Gear, the noise is kind of familiar, so it doesn't exactly take a genius to figure out what it is.
Hey, it's a merchant.
That's right. His name is Zoran.
I can read, thanks.
He is a hustler, a usurer, a swindler. He will try to cheat you with abusive prices. If you kill him, you will be able to obtain all his belongings.
Thanks for the tip. If you want me to kill him, it's because you want him dead, or you know that he can kill me easily. Either way, no deal.
I gotta say, this guy may not put all of his points into intelligence, but it's not totally stupid.
I never see you before.
I'm, a Sith. A Dark Knight. My name is Dark Helmet, and I have been sent to protect my lord's castle by Harnakon himself.
You welcome to humble storm, O great Dark Knight. Name is Zoran, and me Barter. Wish barter you? Me have lots of goods. It's great pleasure to barter with protectors.
To buy or sell items, press action near Zoran.
Yeah, this guy I feel is going to get annoying like Jar Bar Binks, but yeah, whatever. There we go. I don't think in my other playthrough, for whatever reason, I ever talked to this guy. So, this is kind of new for me, too. So these are both kind of nice. Because they are permanent items, or they're not a scroll. Later on we will get pets, which are kind of useful companions, and they do different things, but they do have life points and they can be hurt, so that could be useful later too. But oh, a wand. Yeah, sure. I don't think I've used one, so it'll be interesting to try that yet. I suspect the short arrow versus the long and arcane arrows just is a difference in damage, I would imagine. But you'll probably find more of those on the ground, so I don't think that will be really worth it. For that matter, you can probably find a wand somewhere, but... Oh, so wands only had 20 charges. Well, that's annoying. Well, let's see what it looks like, shall we? One charge can't hurt. Wow, that was 3 charges. That didn't really do a whole lot. So, that's kind of annoying. I'm sure we will find uses for it later or something, though. Oops. Whoopsie. No, it didn't send me back too far, but it looks like all the monsters did respawn in the area, which is good because now I can see these guys and take care of them in a more controlled manner. And it doesn't look like it saved me talking to Zoran or getting any gear from him, so that's kind of useful. Yeah, those guys do teleport, which is kind of annoying. I don't know why that guy's just staring at me, but I'm not going to complain about it. I have found that you can interrupt cell casting like that, but it's not something I like to do often, let's put it that way. And just in case I have not, in fact, talked to him. No, it did save me talking to him, okay. This didn't save me buying the wand. Which I suppose is, you know, kind of convenient in terms of gold usage. Unless maybe it's still in my inventory. It is. Okay, it just didn't save me assigning it to a slot. Eh, oh well. Now let's wait for these guys to all be on one side so I'm not getting hit from both. I have found that you can just kind of use the arrow keys and move off to the side as opposed to, you know, having to go all the way down. Oh, but you know, I just leveled up. But like I said, I had noticed that you can use the, like just move off to the side and you kind of drop instead of going all the way down. But you don't really jump very far in either direction.
You can distribute 5 points in weapon skills, wands, armor, and constitution. To assign these points, go to the character page in the game menu. To access the game menu, press Menu. Increasing your skill in swords increases the damage done with any sword by +5 per level. It also increases the speed of your attacks with swords and the chance of a critical hit. Other weapon skills give you similar benefits. Increasing your skill in wands lets you use more advanced wands. In the same way, increasing your armor level lets you wear better armor. Increasing your constitution increases your maximum health. The maximum level of any skill is your character level. So whenever you gain a level, the maximum level of skills will also increase. There is no need to spend all skill points at once. You can keep them to distribute them later. Unspent points are not lost if you gain a level.
Okay, so that was a pretty basic rundown there.
Pressing F2 allows you to see all of the weapons you have and equip them. Press F1 to return to the shortcut panel.
That was a pretty simple explanation right there. Keep in mind that is not my shortcut right there, but that does allow me to use all my items as though they were shortcuts. But it just kind of automatically assigns them. If I hit F1, this is back to where my normal shortcut menu is. So you can... things you equip may not necessarily be in the same order. Just be aware of that. Unfortunately, if you're using your joystick, there is no such button that will let you do that. So, like I said, some things the keyboard has advantage of. Other things I generally like the controller for. Now, as it was saying, I did level up, so we'll go through here, and I think I generally find Constitution is always a good one to put points into. Potions is obviously another pretty good one. And like I said, this generally determines the amount that something will heal you or the length of time something will affect you, so that's a good one. I like using swords. You could use maces or axes, I assume. But I don't really know the difference between a mace and the axe, honestly, and I already have a mace, so I don't really need to worry about axes yet. Especially since I don't have one. Bows are probably going to be a good one. And as you can see here, as I'm leveling up the... oops. I probably could have just kept that. Oh well. As you can see, as I'm leveling up things here, and particularly the weapons, it does show you the +5 damage and the increase to critical rates. So, something to keep in mind there. And I'm not sure what to do with my 5th point. I could probably put that into armor or robes, but I don't have anything that requires that yet. I don't know, I'll save the point for now. And remember, I can't put another point into this until I have gained another level. You are capped at your current character level. So, yeah. Now, I do know that there are respec options in this game. Most of them do cost money, or Unepic, or the Unepic points. So, be aware of that. I will say the bats are slightly annoying to hit, but on the other hand, at least they aren't, trained to go straight at you. They basically kind of ricochet off everything by the looks of it. So if you can figure out the ricochet, you can get a pretty good guess as to where they're going. On the other hand, for 12 points of damage is a lot for a bat. Now we got our first dagger here. I don't think there's anything... Yeah, that's normal. Daggers are kind of situational, I find. Like I said, they do a lot of damage if you hit something in the back. And like almost guaranteed hit, or almost guaranteed crit. But if you look at it, this is 20 damage versus 48. And with the critical hit, you'll do somewhere in the range of like 90 points of damage at the level I have it at, which is kind of nice. But after they start turning around, your damage is really going to suffer compared to a sword. So, yeah. I'm sure there are reasons to use a dagger later. Don't get me wrong there. Just not my preferred item, at least not right now. Now, as I mentioned, I believe everything is kind of capped based on my current character level. So I can basically continually spend points in the same ones to continuously increase something. I think the max points you can put into something is 15. Don't quote me on that. So that means once I hit 15th level and kind of cap something out, I can start focusing on something else like daggers or something that I might consider less important. But if you're doing multiplayer,
The Halo is a powerful artifact that teleports you directly to the healing spirit. You can use it as many times as you want. It is recommended to assign a shortcut, as it can get you out of trouble easily.
that is a pretty good idea, by the way.
Attacks with a dagger from behind inflict 50% more damage and increases the critical chance by 10%. This only works when attacking humanoids or snakes.
Okay, that 50% seems a bit low compared to what I see, but whatever. Sorry, I forgot what I was talking. Oh, right. As I was saying, you can get up, I think, the max of 15 in a certain skill, so you can kind of focus on 5 things, and then when you get to like level 16, you can start focusing on something else. However, that's going to take a bit of a time, because you've seen how much experience or how many things I've killed so far, and I'm barely level 2. Admittedly, a lot of these things are, low-level grunt stuff, but you get the idea. It's going to take time to level up, and if you are playing in a multiplayer game, you might want to consider spending skills together, so you complement each other as opposed to overlapping the same things. Just a heads up. We'll keep that there. Okay, something saw me. Oh, what are you guys? Okay. I have a love-hate relationship with some of the jumping mechanics in this game, by the way. Where'd you go? Oh, you teleported down. I do like how you saw that question mark there. If you're not on the same level, occasionally they will just kind of forget they saw you. Which allows you to kind of backstab them or whatever. But as a note, they are not restricted to the same level that they are currently on. As you can see, that guy does teleport, and I have seen other monsters that do kind of teleport or do jump on platforms. So just a heads up. I will say, while these guys are slightly annoying to deal with, they're not exactly hard to kill, so that's something in their favor. Oops. I'm going to check. Yeah, still not regenerating. That must have been a setting in lower for the lower difficulties. Okay, well, now I know. I personally try to explore all areas of one thing.
Hey, I saw something shining there in the darkness. Maybe it's a coin or something useful. Hey, who was that little bastard? He took my shiny thing and teleported away.
These little greedy thieves take everything they can.
Bloody bastards. That's why I don't find any items or coins on the ground. Maybe if I drop something, they'll appear and I can kill them.
Don't underestimate them. They are extremely cautious. They will never show up if you are nearby.
I see.
If you leave items behind, they will be stolen by thieves. You can recover stolen items by killing the thieves. To kill thieves, lure them out by dropping items from your inventory and hiding out of sight.
Now, there is no stealth in this game, so hiding out of sight means like dropping a item from your inventory over here and then hiding on another floor, like say here, and then just dropping down and using your bow from a distance, because they do have a pretty high scare rate. If you are anywhere nearby them, they will teleport right away. So generally speaking, I have found that killing them is easy. It only takes like one arrow, but they don't always drop things, and the things they drop are less than spectacular, so I don't necessarily care about it too much. I suppose if you like forgot to pick up a ring or something, you could possibly get it back from them that way. But, you know, just don't forget to grab the ring and you should be good. Where are you? I think you're hiding behind there. There we go. I was hoping I could interrupt him with my mace, but I didn't really want to switch weapons like point blank like that. Yeah, well. And here's another shop. I did find this guy, but I think he's the one who does things with Unepic credits. So I can't buy any of this stuff, even though some of it is kind of nice. This here is the thing that allows you to respec. I'm not sure if it's suspended on use or not. It doesn't say. But there are also weapons. some of these are kind of amusing. Space Warrior swords, because you know we can't have any copyright infringement or like. But some of these are considered wands, which are level 0. That's considered a sword, and that requires level 14 in swords. So yeah, definitely not getting that for a bit. Red pajamas, I like that. Some of these are quite amusing. But again, as you can see here, some of these have different armor levels. So that is something we'll have to deal with throughout the game. And again, these are pets. Not really sure what this one does. But this one there is kind of obvious. It does 2,000 fire damage to an enemy. But it says requires a lot of energy, and pets have 2 meters, kind of like my character does up there. Vitality for their life, and then an energy. If they don't have any energy, they can't do anything, except for kind of float behind you. So, yeah. This is kind of interesting choice for an accessory because it basically lets you know when the game auto saves, which isn't always apparent. Like I died earlier, and that was right after I talked to Zoran. There's nothing there that actually showed that it auto saves. So I suppose that's something you can get. And this is just kind of an explanation of how to get it. Completing different challenges gets you the credits. You can attain. There are 15 challenges throughout the castle. They give you different amounts. And there are legacy credits that you can get later. I'm not sure if they're actually expended when you buy these things, because none of these look like they are limited per se. So I'm not sure if you can get 50 points and then be able to buy everything that is 50 points or lower or not. Because otherwise some of these things, like getting that, say the arms and claws here, which is 250 points, seems a bit odd to be able to do when that's only level 6 in swords, and the Space Warrior sword is, about 25% more damage and about 1/4 of the cost. So I don't know how balanced these things might be, but on the other hand, you do have to have level 14 swords in order to get this one, so there's that. But yeah, that might be something we'll have to kind of experiment with later. And we do got another sealed door over here, which I think goes down to the mines, if memory serves. And there's one of those grates again.
What is your role in this place?
Do what to who? What do you mean?
You have climbed the great mountain, crossed the eternal clouds, and entered this forbidden place risking your life. You must have a significant reason for this.
Great mountain? Eternal clouds? I have no idea what you're talking about. I just know that I was at Rick's, and suddenly I appeared in this castle.
Do you insinuate that you are ignorant of the reason of why you are here?
I know that I've been drugged, and now I'm here. But I don't know what my goal is in this adventure. Normally, adventurers talk to a fella who looks for adventurers in a tavern, but I didn't get that. Maybe I should go to an oracle who reveals my destiny. Lots of heroes like Thrall did it.
That Thrall was a hero of your people? Maybe an old ancestor?
Not really. He was an orc leader that escaped with his people from the tyranny of the alliance of humans and elves to Kalimdor. It's a long story. Hey Zira, where can I find an oracle here?
There is no oracle in this place. If there were, they should not deign to speak to a stupid mortal.
Yeah, naturally. Like you tell me anyway. I'll keep exploring to see if I find any clue of why I'm here.
So yeah, I'm not entirely sure how long he's going to be under the false impression that he's been drugged. So, but at least he has enough common sense to know that, you know, Dura is lying to him a lot. So, I suppose there is that. This is kind of the argument of intelligence versus wisdom points. Actually, I know where that room is, and we're going to come back to that later. Now, this is something I mentioned earlier with something with the gravity falling off bladders. If you watch here, it's not going to let me do it. There we go. Yeah. You kind of have to be careful with the falling thing, because I just fell from all that height, and I missed the first 2 floors, so jumping off the side of a ladder isn't always as great idea as it might seem.
Another gate.
Now, on the other hand, that is about the only way of getting out of this room, so just
press
heads up.
action over the gate to open it. Once it is opened, press action again to enter.
Again, this kind of goes back to the whole waypoint shortcut thing I mentioned earlier, because that just brings us back, and we just biked past like the last 30 minutes. Speaking of 30 minutes, it is now a good time to save and kind of wrap up for the day.
Your health has been restored.
Game saved.
So, again, my name is Bandavian Oliver, and I hope you're enjoying the game. If you are, and if you have noticed any references that I may have missed, feel free to leave them in the comments, or, you know, put down any hints, tips, suggestions, etc. Otherwise, take care and have fun.